Hello everyone, it's your Ice Booth here, and welcome back to Genshin. As you can see, I just used the Infinity Gauntlet, and now all the blue sparks are flying everywhere. Let's see who disappears. I gotta stop buying knockoffs. Well, corny jokes aside, welcome back. As you can see, I've swapped up my party a bit. As after a recent mishap during fighting some bosses on Wednesday, so yesterday, I realized I clutched a victory against that I was completely against, with just Dory and Sayu against doing the child fight over in the vault.
A bitter pill to swallow.
It was literally just like 5 minutes of me running around, just trying to like chip away at his health and just wait until like Sayu could be like revived. And just when I thought I was gonna die, I was on like I think 100 health left with Dory. Oh, hello, Twee. I said I was gonna start late, and even then you still arrive a bit late. Incredible. Also, I'm gonna be honest right now. Uh, Sorry to be fair, you didn't show up 10 minutes ago. Well, I didn't show up 10 minutes ago because I started 7 minutes ago. Checkmate. Oh, the fountains look lovely right now. Ossifer. Pagone. Multiple Pagones. I got a few. Oh, I don't have enough to drop. Anyways, once again, we didn't hear it be over headphones. You should like at least see the notifications though, right? When like pop up on like your device, or at least like because I messaged our group chat. You should like if I say like oh check back at this time, it usually kind of means oh I should just check then see what happens, see if there's an update. Ah, oh oh god, oh excuse me, coming through. Pardon me. I don't think I'm supposed to see you yet, so I'm gonna go upstairs. Oh!
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Well, I guess we're gonna start off with this mystery person we've never seen before.
Huh? You mean us? That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
No to the first, but yes to the second. I am not from Fontaine. I do not know what you mean by cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. Is the truth a kind of flower, like a rose?
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Actually, yes, we are trying to find the truth about Linny. These are lovely shots. Just her not showing her eyes yet.
Spina di Rosula?
The Spina de what?
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it.
I see the emote hearts.
And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
Navia, that's your name.
Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
Boss Navia, got it.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
There was a missed opportunity for you to have silver hair.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
I like you, Malus.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No, no need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Why did you point to me when you said your name?
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rasula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So you want to investigate as well?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time.
Oh.
Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Okay.
Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she?
Yeah, she also tried to start a fight with me, and then chickened out when I drew a blade. She boasts about her mighty goblet, yet it barely holds a drop.
But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Yeah,
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
neither do I.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
Well, when you put it like that, sure. But I don't like her.
All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me.
What kind of questions?
In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
No.
Well,
Not always.
And why would that be?
Well, doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside. People would prefer a more creative approach towards trial. Per se, a man convicted of stealing suddenly flips the bill and says that he did it for with a dramatic gusto, stating a frivolous tale. Would that not put everyone in a sense of awe and intrigue to want to see an underdog rise, then?
See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent.
Malus, keep polishing that mustache. You look fantastic.
No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact.
I don't know why I'm just gravitating towards Malus right now, but, like, goddamn is he, like, so interesting.
And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
No. We're not being assistants. We are the ones in charge.
wait. Since when did we become assistants?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
Well, he has that like, that grizzly old, sort of like French accent, and it just sounds nice.
What's all this then? Oh, I dare say.
That was actually more British, I think. I think you're missing the point, Paimon.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
Yes, but how long until our paths will verge off? Or until I decide to hop from one to another, once mine has reached its conclusion.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister?
Why, thank you, Paimon.
And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Lenny's tricks. Thanks!
Well, I'm gonna get back to where I was in here. Open the doors. Don't start another conversation yet. I am just trying to get back to where I was when I started all of the... we last left off. Now, we can begin anew. I gotta sneeze. Anyway. Bless me. A clue.
Yeah.
Looks like an ordinary box, but Lenny somehow moved instantly from the stage to being inside of it. How did he do it? Let's check our notes. And not because I completely have forgotten what I've learned. That would be embarrassing of me.
Whoever the murderer was, they must have made preparations well beforehand. This rope was obviously tampered with.
Right, special rope made of the flammable stuff. Very dramatic sneeze. You sounded disgusted with something. Why, thank you.
Why would it be him? How strange.
Yeah, I don't think it's Cowell.
Gosh, no wonder the serial disappearances never got solved. We all heard that noise, didn't we?
Yeah, everyone heard that noise. Oh, we have upper seating to check as well. Might have you anything to add, dear sir? No? Oh, but... let us chat with the ossifer, Molly. And Lenny, and Lynette.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Why would it be him?
Well, we have that noted. Let's check. What do you know? Nothing. Also, I think what's fun is that, speaking of, well, with Fontaine and everything, I think Fontaine gave me the answer to, like, a D&D character that I've been, like, working on, and that I've been waiting to use for a friend's campaign, which he just announced that he's ready to start it soon. I had an idea for I'm gonna explain this. I don't think most of my friends like. I know they follow. I don't think they're on right now or watching. So I could probably hint at this quite a bit. I have a plan. I've had this plan for a character that is Oh,
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
right, because I totally did that.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes, after the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
What about during the show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
How do you know? You don't know how magic works.
How can you be so sure,
Yeah, Paimon, tell it to them.
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time.
Were you talking to anyone?
I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck.
Oh yeah, it certainly was a shame. You couldn't see the performance at all.
But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
I believe you for now.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here. Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
Entrances and exits to the Opera House. No one left the opera during the magic show? Well, of course they couldn't have gone through the front door. But how often do you see everything for a theater and performance of an opera being brought through the front? Where's the loading docks, the back entrances for delivering in?
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Oh, is that really it? Beans, I was about to check out the top and see, like, aw. Also, this is lovely looking. Oh. Aside from the fact that some guy just, like, well, not some guy, a cowboy died. This is giving me just nostalgic feeling of going back to a theater, like a grand theater like this. I miss my days of orchestra. And there's the grand seat. Wow, wow, that is quite the seat, actually. Holy shit, now that I see it. And it's right in front of all the pipe organs, too. She gets blasted with all the pipe organs. Anyways, let's go talk with Linny.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Well, I'll take this moment to talk about the character idea again. So, like I was saying, I had this idea for a character, and basically it was that they're going to be like from a noble family, like rich background, but instead of like following in the family trade, they had more inclination and interest in hunting and using firearms. And as they got older, they would go on more like exotic hunts. They would go to different places, to just like different countries, and just go for big game hunting, go for trophy hunting. That was essentially what his whole purpose was. The name, I forget. I just thought of a good version of the name. I think it was Hugo something Hollins as the name. But during one of his hunts, he was trying to score an owlbear, and just as he came across one in the region he was hunting in, and he tried to take a shot, all the shots get blocked from a magical field. And a hag appears and tries to attack all of my character and all of his companions. And they all get froze, like not frozen in the sense of ice, but frozen in place, and get afflicted with a terrible curse, all turning into different monstrous humanoid creatures, some into orcs, some into hobgoblins, some into gnolls. He turns into a bugbear. So the character idea is a bugbear that was once human, and he has guns. That's the bluntest way I can put it out. There's a lot more to it that's interesting, but the thing that I was struggling with is just trying to think how I want to use like a fun sort of idea for the place, because my friend said, "Oh, you just make up a country and everything," because the main focus is going to be like a gladiatorial style thing. We're all going to be fighting in a coliseum, and he said, "Oh, just make up whatever you want for like a country as long as it fits in." And I'm like, "All right, Port City. Family owns and runs one of the most successful trading ports, and it's one of their most well-known thing about them. Like if you hear about the Hollins family, it's they run the port. They're the ones to go to. They count the coin. They keep everyone. They help negotiate. Perfect." And so it's like, what would be a cool thing? I want to think of like a nice posh thing, and I realize now something aligned with like French and aristocratic would be really good of an idea. So that's kind of the vibe I want to go for. And now that we're in Fontaine, I'm actually eager to hear a bit more characters who have more of a slight French accent, because I've been trying to practice that, so I have like some general idea. Because I've never actually done a good French accent before. Like I can do like a good British. I don't want to say a good British, an okay British accent, and kind of can do a Scottish and Irish accent. But yeah, that's me gushing about D&D characters. Let's get back to this murder investigation.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
Yeah, Linny, I'm starting to think that I hired a mob boss to help us.
Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Below stage?
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here?
It's placed right on top of that X.
I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
Back of the door isn't the same.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box inside this one. It's the appearance of illusion.
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
And this passage linked the 2 boxes together.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley?
Yes.
The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Then what was your side of the trick?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
The ladder, of course!
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
Really?
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who.
Right, hat over the ears.
And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
Oh, I would really want to watch the cutscene now to see if I could, like, catch that.
So that's how it all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
You know, I'm noticing right now there's a cracked vase of water.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
That is fair.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
Detailed description of the magic trick. On-stage magic box and structure. Audience side magic box structure. 2 layers to it beneath the entrance of the underground tunnel. How the lucky audience member was meant to have been transported without the audience noticing. I'll be honest, that is the best part about that, is the fact that they would not have noticed that they were being transported. So they would feel some slight movement, and the thing is, though, that actually works perfectly. If you think about the trick, I'm going to be honest right now. Because it's dark. It's a dark space. And a lot of people, like, usually who go on caving expeditions, cave guys will be like, okay, guys, we're deep enough in the caves now. Everyone turn off your lights for a second and experience what it's like to be in total darkness. When they do that, sometimes people will, like, end up falling because they can't see anything. Because they can't see anything, they have no sense of, like, direction or where exactly they're leaning, or if they're leaning too much in one spot. So you could just, it's a sense of, like, oh, was the box just moving? Or did I just lose my balance because it's dark in there? It's a very creative trick. And I like that. I really love magicians and, like, magic tricks. Even though it's been revealed, I still am fascinated and love it. We're back on the case. And there's plenty of stuff for me. We're going to start with this one because I saw it immediately. Huh.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Noted.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Maybe it was for a trick?
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear? And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
A broken flower vase. How interesting. One second. I'm back. Sorry, family member was asking questions, and then they left the door a bit ajar, and I didn't want to, like, keep it open. This should be the control device of the trolley. It seems to be able to operate automatically. And what is this? A ladder is required in order to return to the magic box above. Well, hello there. Aren't you a curious little thing?
Huh. What's this?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Lenny didn't mention this earlier.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
A magician would not be this sloppy.
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
A rope that has been fallen to the ground. A metal hook has been tied to one end of this rope. Its use is unclear.
These are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right?
I think so. It's been a week.
Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Lenny didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Paimon, when did your glasses get spirals? Why does she have spirals in her glasses now?
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Oh, because she's confused. They have spirals. That's perfect. High precision is required to complete this magic show, and the tracks are perfect for making the trolley stay on its designated course. All kinds of props and costumes are haphazardly stuffed inside. That sounds about right for a costume department. Just kidding about that. I've been in costume areas. Like, it's always like so organized, and they always have tags on everything. This trolley is crucial for transporting the magic show to the other side. The culprit must have used this to execute their plan. And what might we have here?
What is this place?
Looks like a vent.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
What if they were unconscious, being dragged?
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those that go through the magic boxes.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Tunnel vent. The vent looks like it could be used to allow one person passage. Barely. But leaving along with the missing lady seems like an unrealistic prospect.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up.
I'm still suspicious. There's gotta be something here. Something that we've missed.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement.
May we see the basement?
The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
It would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Oratrice will too?
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice.
Had to go AFK when they found the hook. Nothing much else happened. We've determined that the vent is a false lead. Though I want to see the basement personally.
To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. Not that this has ever happened anyway.
Fascinating.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neverlet called the shots.
Or Neverlet, being sidelined by a machine.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
So can we order food?
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
That's what I'm saying.
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Now's not the time to be picky.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
I'm on.
Just kidding! Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh? Here? But how?
Understood, Demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Okay, you have my interest piqued. Entertain.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the Demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
She's got a real sweet tooth.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
I was gonna say, how do you keep them refrigerated, but I forgot. We're in a European country here. They don't refrigerate their eggs.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
These three are quite the interesting group.
Must be a spina de rosula thing. Fresh macarons.
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling. From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
Okay, Silver, I'm starting to like you a lot more now. Keep being you.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
Okay, that's not quite what Paimon meant, but okay.
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fancy fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack.
As someone who has taken one food, fire, and physics course, which was what it was called in my college, one food science course, this is actually correct. This is very much correct. You need to beat the egg whites, and it is quite the workout. Your arms will be sore. Because you need to... I'm liking Navi a lot more now. Also, just imagining her with, like, swole arms.
Anyway, give these
Buff
a try.
Navia.
Fresh
Buff
out of
Navia.
the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
Oh, they got cute little faces on them.
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Thank you. Why don't you take a break as well?
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
Fair enough.
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
So apart from the twins, we're left with 2 other people. The missing girl, and I hate to say it, but Cowl.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
This would have to imply that she was willing to get changed, meaning that he had to be, well, he or she had to be threatening the audience member. I just trailed off.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no evidence that this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person.
It's just a game of Sudoku, and we're just trying to find where the number lies.
But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Sneakily balances a macaron on my snoot. What a tasty treat.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
I've never actually had macarons. No way of knowing how that magic trick worked.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case.
Have we questioned the other members of the other assistants of the magic troop?
Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest!
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
Cheers to your good health, Elise.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then
Oh, it's fine. If you ate them, you ate them.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal.
Yes. They just disappeared.
Maloose, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Oh, there's really no need to do that.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
How many eggs do you have on you? Where do you keep them hidden? Macarons are kind of like... It's basically a sweet, sort of like a very light, airy sort of sweet. Because the egg whites, when you beat them up, they turn into a meringue. Well, I guess that's one way of... I might be butchering what happens, but... It's like a sandwich cookie, yes. But it's very light. Because when you heat it up, the egg whites, after being beaten into a meringue, and which after you're done whisking, you want to take it out and look to see if it has stiff peaks. Stiff peaks with the meringue cream. If it is not sticking up straight when you pull it out, and prop it up right, then you have not beaten it enough. Too much, then it becomes too airy, and it will crack easily. Too little, it becomes too soggy, and it will fall apart. Just right, you get the macaron consistency. There are chocolate ones, yes. The way that Navia is making them, she's making almond ones. And I believe that while they are showing the colors, they are probably not mentioning that they probably are using different, I guess, natural food colorings to give the coloration. Without any colorations, I think it would just be a sort of like an off-white color.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
I would like to try and make macarons. The discussion that follows does not yield much progress.
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area.
I'm still stuck on the 2 missing macarons.
I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Oh, don't worry, I always get tongue-tied.
Alright, thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Maloose,
Spina
it's time
di
to go.
Rosula.
I'll be back if I find anything new.
Probability of a third person being involved. Very low likelihood, though.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare. Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Paimon's not one
The doctor will
to
see.
disagree about eating. She's always happy to indulge. Why would she suddenly deny any possibility of eating, though? I think well, at least in the game sense, we're overlooking a detail that is obviously in sight. I'm thinking it through. 2 macarons go missing. Paimon claims to have eaten 3. 2 people go in the box. One goes missing. With no trace left behind, no trace of how the other 2 macarons were gone. And we pointed to the clear, obvious choice. Someone else did it. We point to the thing that's clearly in front of us, and not what's hidden behind the curtain. That's a lovely chandelier. Well, I guess it's time that we wait. What time did it say again? 8 o'clock or something? Okay. How many primo jumps did we get up? Oh, that's a lot of Moro, though. Well, no sense in, delaying. Oh, it must be greater than. I guess we wait now. The time to run.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
I have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Don't say that near her, though. She's gonna probably make a whole boisterous statement and, like, a musical about why she thinks it's correct without giving any
Thanks, Navia.
points.
Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Let's get this trial underway.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
I'm gonna be honest. A perfect lawyer would say we have this in the bag.
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
Yeah, we are not. I don't feel good about this.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Yeah, well, wind's blown dust over all the tracks so far, so we haven't got nothing much to, like, lead on.
Well, now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed.
Can you please just fuck off? For once.
That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence.
Okay, you know what? I'm annoyed now. I'm gonna get my slippers on and prove you wrong. You wanna go? I got my slippers on. I'm getting all nice and cozy. I got a glass of iced tea. I'm gonna kick your ass. And be comfortable while doing it.
But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
The more you keep saying I'm your foe, the more I'm willing to just go and smack you upside the head. So just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session.
Did anyone see him until he announced himself? He just snuck up on everyone else there.
Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
We have removed the dangerous drop item, though. Linney clearly reveals the details of the magic trick. Everyone in the audience is
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
I just realized Neuvillette's voice sounds very familiar. 1 second. I'm suspicious and I want to see if this is who I think it is. No! It's not! Also, hello, Glenn. I thought it was Matt Mercer. He sounds like Matt Mercer a bit. It's actually Ray Chase. I forgot you said it was Ray Chase. It sounded so similar. I was baffled for a moment there.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying.
Are you fucking serious?
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
Where's your proof?
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Linney not know about that sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Shit.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Probably represent the Oratrice's stand of the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye.
Much like my patience for dealing with your shit. Trial's still going, Farina.
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid.
Rock solid like granite? Or rock solid like porcelain glass?
Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
I'm sorry, what?
The House of the Hearth?
They're what? They're Fatui?
No wonder they did something like this.
What?
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
I'm going to be very honest. I'm very conflicted about if I should keep defending him right now.
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
I'm missing things. I don't have enough evidence. I want to infight. But my rage for Farina is too
Good
strong.
thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny! Why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
There's no doubt a magician's ability can con others. Given how Linny has concealed his identity, it should all have been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here in Fontaine along with the other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. I've been a victim of these schemes before, and now I won't let him be convicted like I was.
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I won't treat him the same. And I don't want him to be left the same like the one in Sumeru.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Oh, hang on. Let me get the echo so I can make this more better. Hang on. 1 second. Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
Silence! I will have none of it from the peanut gallery.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
You got a stick so far up your ass for pretty much being puppeteered by it.
In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Objection. Ruling the court in favor of her. During the break. Anyways. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ, you idiots. Okay. Give me one reason why I shouldn't strangle you.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain.
You have my ears.
I know you've clashed with the Vitui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset.
Incredibly.
But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
There you go, using the word our. Our organization. I was ready to just believe you had left.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
And let me guess. Do you also think that in Liwa, it wasn't the Vitui that summoned a god to try and destroy the entire city?
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how can we know this isn't just another lie? I've been lied to before by a Harbinger. And it nearly got a city destroyed.
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point.
Duly noted.
You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Explain this issue first. Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now!
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
And what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room.
Say that again. You heard a voice, and you were the only one in the room.
That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the Oratrice operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
I have a hard time believing you, Linny, because every single time the Fatui have tried to deal and get into any little prophecy, they end up twisting things and trying to take over an entire nation, disrupting a god's control and making them want to destroy its people, or help usurp the throne and create their very own god.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
I just don't believe you yet.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either.
It's going to take quite a bit of mending to fix this one.
But,
Linny.
like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
What is true about having their own goals, though? Some are evil, but others are genuinely good, while others are morally gray. You're not wrong, Twee. We did help the Fatui that were down in the chasm. They didn't even know what happened on the surface. Some were just trying to escape, while others were trying to go at each other's throats. One was even just confused as to how they got stuck down there and were trying to find their friend.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I will defend you from these charges.
Okay, thank you.
I know you're not bad, you just wear the title. I've helped plenty that do. And I regret one that I didn't help. Because I feared he would have been hunted down regardless.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need, though.
Huh?
The German's almost over. Well, let's go back, and I'll get my echo ready.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
The echo's on, and I'm not back there yet. Let's get to it.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial.
Thank you, Your Honor.
When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Ugh, that took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, Let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective.
Based on the opposition's account of the events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. I guess I don't need the echo for this. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with new inferences. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The oratrice will display such shifts clearly. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. Echo on.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
Plenty.
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events, what Linny experienced, and what he saw.
After speaking with my client, Linny claims that he headed to the chamber containing the oratory's core upon entering the tunnel. He did not witness the crime taking place, and thus did not hear the thud.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
How should I know? I'm the voice in your head. Linny claims to have heard a voice, a mysterious voice, from within the chamber that houses the oratory's core, within the opera house's underground structures.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
Man, I am trying my best here. I have a single brain cell going right now. The clothes that we found down in the tunnel belonged to Halsey, the lady who went missing. And they were found, and the reason this remains unknown. Linny must have been very confused when he saw them. Okay, throw me a fucking bone. Is it really entrances and exits to the Opera House? The strange sound during the magic show. Oh, I can swap things around. Okay. Okay, I thought I was being really stupid there. I thought everything had to be taken into account.
According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Your Honor, Linny didn't correctly go through the tunnel. He left via a vent, going to the basement where the Oratrice's core was located. He could not have had that altercation with Halsey. As for that, the clothes did belong to Halsey. However, Linny must have been very confused when he saw them. Nope, that was it. That was not it. Okay, think. Is it this? Yes.
Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Your Honor, Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This being said, how could he have swapped clothing? Okay. Cal walked in on Linny. This is the vase.
Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say!
Sure, steal my thunder.
When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent!
Alright, well said. Well put together, Paimon. Successful refutation.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
I'm impressed.
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That is correct, unless you have something in your ears.
That's right!
Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
Well, for starters, the onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion. However, you say that Cowl bumped into Linny by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowl hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Exactly. What would the point be?
Oh, they have a point.
You're basically creating themselves a no-win situation.
That's right, you tell them! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Well, do you happen to remember how you refuted Linny's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Your claim has also become a critical clue now. Shit. There. No, that's relevant. Relevant.
That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played.
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Now, isn't that the rose in bouquet? Murderer was. Select the gear icons in the interface and check the corresponding case questions. Select answers and fill in empty gears to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you have any mistakes, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Once you have answered all the questions correctly, you can complete this logic chain. The guard's investigation report indicates that the fireworks released near the end of the stage show ignited and burned the rope suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the tank to fall and kill Cowell below. If Lenny is no longer under suspicion, the only other audience members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Lenny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Lenny himself was able to use the tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of on-stage interactions. Clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown.
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility? The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
It was Cowell.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious?
Remember how I was thinking about the macarons, Paimon? We all blamed you. We all focused our point at you because you were the closest and most logical choice. We never bothered looking at what happened.
The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well.
Let me know the mic's getting a bit, like the echo's getting a bit annoying.
No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
That's good to know.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well.
Okay, so I thought it was I couldn't pick the answer again because I knew it was wrong. I needed to pick the right order. Understood. I'm confused now. Strange noise likely been. I didn't read any of that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Strange noise likely been the sound of Cowell and Halsey struggling. Linny was not in the tunnel for a minute. This would have given him time for Cowell to bring Halsey out of the magic box and the audience stands. But according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the Opera House. Or entered. So even if he had taken her, there'd be no means of exiting. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing that they would have been discovered.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did Halsey go?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
You're right.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Escaping from the water tank. Could have been the water.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an
I think I know what
in the performance.
I think I know the murderer. We were given the answer. We were clearly given the answer already.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Hold it!
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
As stated, Linny was not in the tunnel.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Everyone was able to hear the thud and the clash.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
As we also stated, Cowell was Linny's assistant. He is the one who is possible to have been tampering with the equipment. But have any of us considered?
The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
That vase we found in the tunnel was broken and covering a bunch of water. Does anyone else find it odd why there was a vase of water in the basement?
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment.
You're right, Farina. That's exactly what I thought someone as stupid as you would say. After all, since you became Archon, you drove out one of the many inhabitants of your country.
How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
True, but may I request that we examine Cowell's personal effects?
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
Are you denying us the chance to at least investigate someone's personal belongings? In the case that it might prove vital evidence.
Even so, I trust the Traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him.
Like I stated earlier, I just dropped my chunkus. Crisis averted. Chungus is okay. Now, let me get back to my morally gray sounding personality for this. As I stated earlier, we had not paid attention to Cowell.
But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
Yes. I know from personal experience, it's never good to continuously bang my head against a wall when I can simply look for another door.
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Are you denying the chance to find any sort of evidence that could possibly keep someone from being misjudged?
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
A guard returns the news.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage. each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
Interesting.
The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You gotta be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor.
And they said to never speak ill of the dead. We just flipped over a corpse and found ourselves another clue.
If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
This has me very concerned for the future. Cowell's now placed with the primary
The
suspect.
deceased's name is Cowell, Linney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this? I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. The water from the primordial sea. I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
I got everything wrong there. Who's the primary? Oh, I'm not even looking at names. What did the culprit use to... I just realized I have not been looking at the top thing to give questions, to look at the questions. What did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution?
The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. The water from the primordial...
What item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind the crime?
The rope that held the water tank up was...
Still wrong. God damn it.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. I remember there was something else. Now it seems like the hook rope.
I got it.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowl would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target.
Gonna turn off my echo. I'm getting way too into this now.
When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box.
The balloon containing the water.
When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
Putting this trial session gameplay, by the way, it's really interesting.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
That death stare, holy shit. I was not ready to be assaulted by Nouvelette's death stare there, holy shit.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
What?
That can't be. Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Okay, so Linny, if it comes to it, we are going to fight our way out of here. Just make everything non-lethal, and we run for the hills. It worked for me.
Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
On that, I will agree. The Fatui is a cold-blooded and ruthless organization. However...
Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
Oh no! Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Saved by the bell.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now,
Echo back
would
on.
anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
You know, I think I might be able to understand the trick now. It concerned me at first, but I don't even think I need to hear her listen to her, but I know what happened now.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Not what you think about it.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila!
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
People dissolving is what the rumor is about. People turning into water. So wouldn't the idea that such a thing could happen spark enough panic once they saw it and heard about it?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before.
I thought you looked familiar.
But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes.
I knew it. Fucking performance costume. Hiding in a box. Man, that's like the first thing I would have checked every fucking box and everything.
I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they're a practiced hand at concealment, probably.
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
I'll be dead honest. I thought the thing turned her invisible and that she was going to just, like, unvisible.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Yes. Now it's time to refute the Hydra Archon's previous reasoning.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
My turn. Alright, it's time for me to just pick the wrong option every single time. That. No. Right, Lillian's perspective. Okay, I'm going to be struggling throughout all this.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
As the water from the primordial sea suddenly flooded in, Lillian mistakenly thought she was about to be arrested. She broke out of the box with immense strength, causing a loud sound. Which is why she didn't dissolve. She was from Mondstadt, meaning there was no effect on her whatsoever.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but it was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowell.
Now it seems that Linny and Cowell did not conspire to break the flower vase to cover anything up, but it was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowell.
Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
And it's Ace Detective
Sure, steal all the evidence again.
Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box.
I'll be honest, I've guessed a lot of different things that would have happened here, and none of them were correct. I was very confident I had the right answer.
The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Is it because you guessed usually? No, it's usually right whenever I joke. Successful refutation.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
That's what I was thinking, invisibility. I thought she had turned invisible and was just simply munching.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Doesn't
Now
answer.
then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
Ooh, someone's in trouble.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow, look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
It's always the ones with the biggest ego that come tumbling down the hardest.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved.
Well, that answers my question.
He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks.
I figured by that one, someone else was behind it.
He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately,
I agree.
This case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
So how does this tell us if we're innocent or not? Oh, just provides voucher.
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
What am I, chopped liver?
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Well, let's not celebrate just yet. We just pissed off another god, and I really don't want to be in this place or the next 5-mile radius of this area.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn.
Yeah.
How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Actually, yes. That is my next question I'm curious about.
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dare to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes?
This is the part where you get on your knees and beg.
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
His eyes are so magical.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And who are the higher-ups?
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
Oh! He turned into water.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
I'm terrified.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
This goes for the guard as well.
So, we're just going back now?
Well, I'm scarred for life after seeing a man dissolve into water while he was still screaming. We're not needed here anymore, and I don't want to be here.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
You too.
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't want to see anyone be falsely accused.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight.
No amount of sweets and magic tricks are going to fix that.
I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatous, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
I've heard of the name.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
Wait, Knave is father. Man, they're really good at these, like, code words. This is very confusing.
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
Go on.
Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks.
Yeah, I know who the Knave is, Twee. I was confused when they said father, and then said, oh, her. And I'm like, oh. Code names and titles. If you heard that, like, there was a House of Hearth and it was controlled by the father, who was the first person you would go to check?
I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
Villains.
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the Knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement.
What the
all
fuck?
of them orphans. Father, I mean, the Knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
The knave's after the Gnosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans.
Bullshit.
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis's power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
Now, why do I find that so hard to believe? Could it be Child? And how he wanted to help the Fatui and Harbingers destroy Liwa? Could it be Inazuma? And the Tsaritsa, and not Tsaritsa. What was her name? The Fire Witch? Trying to unravel and destroy everything by making everyone crumble underneath the Raiden. Or Sumeru. A little recent. I don't think anyone really remembers exactly the details like I do, but the Doctor controlling an entire nation and trying to help usurp Nahida with a new god. So, forgive me, Linny, if I find it very hard to believe that the knave is trying to save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis.
I see save, combat the crisis with heavy quotation marks. Do you think it's understandable that they join the Fatui? Well, yeah, it makes sense because they are given a better option. They're weighing the odds.
Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy.
We don't know who the higher-ups are, though.
All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
I'm sorry, but I still can't completely trust you.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you.
And the only thing I can do is hope that you don't just turn around and stab me in the back. Hate to think that would have happened to Lynette. Glad Knave delivered swift punishment. Yes, I am very happy that at least occurred.
I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right.
Be careful with that belief, Lenny.
If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
I'll probably start by throwing a brick through your window. I understand.
Bye, Linny!
A twist of great magic. I'm very conflicted now. Like I said, Twee, I'm very conflicted.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
I'm sorry, Navia.
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
I was really only trying to defend Linny.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now?
Yeah, I'll be very honest. I was struggling through that whole thing. You're the ones who saved us at the end.
And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Am I still glad I was for him? Yes.
Ah. I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
I guess if it's customary, and we can now freely go throughout Fontaine.
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Well, considering we still have to go break our boot up the Archon's ass, just to get a question about where our sister is, that can wait. Let's go have a meal.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in!
Oh, wonderful! In that case, why don't we return to the Court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal!
Prelude to the of Blanchard and Noirceur. Haha! New quests. Well, a new side quest. So that's where I got ahead. Well, it gives me enough time to ride the station back and explore a bit more. There really was no back entrance. Oh, hello. Now this is a spectacle for the eyes. This is actually really cool. I'm gonna drop the regal detective bit. This is actually really cool. Holy shit! Holy, what is that? Oh, future stuff we get to learn about. And a boat. What do I think that is? It's on a bit of deserted land. And I could probably get over there, I think. Can I get over there? Yes, I can get close enough to there. I could have a little look-see if I wanted to. I think I'll do that after I collect this piece. I was cooped up inside there for so long. I deserve to do some exploration. This isn't against the law, is it? Am I going goblin? Oh yeah. No, if I'm going goblin mode, you need to hide. What is that? There's a lot more out there that we have to explore, and I'm so excited now. Wait, that cuts through that cuts through the land. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you see it? Whoa! Right, there's underwater bits. Oh, I might just go for a swim. See, it's always good to reach the high... Okay, I'm gonna position this so my stamina bar is like right near it. What is that? Do you see? Look very closely. Do you see that little gray dot? What is that? Because it's not the floating city. That is where's the floating city? Where's the city in the clouds? Is it behind this pillar somewhere and I'm just missing it? No, it can't be, because it's over here. Yeah, there it is. So what are you? In this direction, if we keep going all the way down here... That can't be Matsuyama Forest. Right? Wait. Let's get my markings. That looks like Dragon Spine in the distance. So that's Dragon Spine. Correct. Is that Liwa? Oh, that's gotta be Liwa. I think it's a little floating platform in Liwa. That has to be it. Also, look at the pathways we got here on the dirt going up to like that little plateau. Oh, there's gonna be so much cool stuff to look at. I'm also getting dangerously close. Stamina, stamina, stamina. Do I have anything that could... When I always need it. Fish and chips to the rescue. Anyways. Almost there. Haha. Alright, let's climb the rest of this bitch. Now, where do I drop down first? How deep down does that go, actually? I really want to go over there. But I'm already right here. Oh! Oh. Oh, I thought it went a lot deeper down here. Alright, well, let's teleport back and see if I can grab that real quickly. Oh, but I gotta run all the... so much running. I do need these flowers, though. Ah!
I'll keep this close.
Remember here now, or probably till after Act 2, but go to the fountain in front of the opera house and mute the sound effects and music. I don't know why, but okay. Stand under the fountain. I'll have you know my ears are pretty good, even... I probably could hear it, whatever it might be. In front of the fountain. Make up your mind, you're giving me such confusing details. Alright, let me get my ears nice and propped up. Okay.
I think the next one's a trial.
Who else deserves to take the stage more than Lady Farina?
I prefer magic, personally.
I think the next one's a trial.
Who else deserves to take the stage more than Lady Farina?
Oh.
I think the next one's a
I
trial.
wonder where humans come from.
I guess it really is after Act 2. Well, thank you for making everyone think you're crazy, Twee. I think it was there. Well, let's collect flowers and make our way back. Though I don't really ever get to explore the wasteland. I mean, not wasteland, the countryside. I deserve a detour. Slate umbrella finch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what events are on right now? That one's still going. Gotta do that one. I still have to do these. I want to see a reaction to something awesome. Okay, well, I guess we're going to wait until I get to that awesome point. You don't have your stuff at max? No, I don't keep it at max, because sometimes I like to, listen to other things while I play.
Are they here for the show?
Interested? I'm interested. Water volume detection crystals. So this seems to be virtually even designed to test the dampness of its surroundings, but it seems to only detect its own dampness and react accordingly. In situations where it's continually affected by hydro, maybe something nice and unexpected might occur. Hmm.
Go!
I think I understand.
Go! Water jet!
I don't understand. Hey, you guys want to attack me? You guys should totally keep just like dropping all your stuff right around. Yes.
Bombs away! Ah! Go!
A reward on the road.
Oh, you guys are dead now.
Crush! Rack and ruin!
Mind the side effects.
Okay, so it involves a continuous amount of water to be produced and distributed. This is going to be difficult. Ooh. Please, please, please. A Darkwing Goose. Okay, I'll figure out these puzzles later. I think we reached the point where even I can't solve puzzles. That or it's like, it's pretty late. Ah, cabbage. Perfect. Now, am I really going to ride the people mover just to go back? Yes. Okay, hey, do you know when the... Immediately. Oh.
Welcome to the Navia line. This journey will be returning to the Court of Fontaine. I am Elfan, your tour guide for this trip. But I hope you won't mind if my commentary fails to do justice to the majestic views before your eyes. Anyway, the destination of this tour is the capital city of this nation, the Court of Fontaine. Even the critic who once compared the city to a cage of stone and steel could not deny its aesthetic appeal.
I really got to do the fish market down there.
To the right of the aquabus, suspended in midair, is Fontaine's renowned research institute. I hear the employees there do crazy overtime regardless of rank or distinction. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with the incident. Excellent. We've reached the terminal station. Please prepare to disembark. I don't mean to hurry you, but there are just so many attractions in the Court of Fontaine worth visiting. I recommend that you begin sightseeing as soon as possible, so you encounter as many of these treasures as you can.
So that's the waypoint.
As for me, I might use this opportunity for a rest. Maybe I'll go to our ways for a cup of coffee. Even tour guides need a pick-me-up now and then.
But we... Oh. That's how we missed our stop.
Welcome to the Court of Fontaine. Watch your step.
Ah, hello there. This is a lovely garden area.
I'll keep this close.
She smiled, her lovely face wet with rain, and she felt herself fortunate indeed. For this way, he would not know that she was crying. What are you talking about? Oh, I'm considering the plot for a novel. The editor's been on my case for 2 days now. I shan't be able to delay any longer. You seem very tired. The vagaries of writing serial novels. I originally took this up as relief from boredom. Never expected the romance novel I wrote to be so popular. I was quite naive at the time, signing that serialization contract as I did, and now I find myself struggling late into the nights over my writing progress. I'm stopping once I finish the series. I mean, it's not as if I need the Mora. Ah, they're playing hide and go seek.
These are the kind of headlines that go in.
The doctor will see you now.
What do you got to sell? Most excellent selection of precious gems encountered in the entire Fontaine. We also have new ornaments and crafts goods for sale. Anything catch your eye? About the latest ornaments on sale. That's good. We got the wings of oscillation. They are modeled after the slim wings of crystal flies. The metallurgical process used to make them is quite unique, and they are encrusted with dazzling gems. They say that even the gentlest breeze will cause them to flap like real crystal fly wings. To say that the wings of oscillation have taken high-class society by storm would be an understatement. But though everyone loves chasing fads, I'd say the ornaments should be chosen according to their ability to bring out our unique characters. Oh, that's where I gotta go, right there. I'm gonna be ending stream. We're near the end. I don't feel like starting the next section just as I'm close to ending. I might as well explore right now. Real fast. Is this Blacksmith Quest requiring? Does it require I go to you? But then I shan't. Hey. Ah yes, there were Sunsetias in the orange box. The character trailer for Binet was uploaded 7 minutes ago. Oh, that's cool. I might check that after. Oh, we found it! Finally.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome.
We meet again, Catherine. Pleasure is mine. I am Catherine, the receptionist of the Adventurers Guild. My job is to provide the adventurers with quest and intelligence support. May my services be of help to you, and may your journey in Fontaine be a memorable one.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
That guy is fancily dressed like a musketeer. Are you also a clockwork puppet, Catherine? Haha, I wonder. Do I appear like a masterpiece of the Fontaine Research Institute to some? Can I jump back behind the counter here? No, I cannot. Aha. Take that. Oh, it feels good. It feels so good to explore things properly now that I've kind of reached the point where I'm I'm in the story and I don't feel odd about like running into like something. Like, I can properly explore Fontaine now. I'll talk to them later. Madam? Monsieur? Oh, he's holding a cane! And he's wearing pants! Or is that just his fur? Regardless, they look quite decadent. Welcome to Kioria Boutique. Is there anything you need help with? Tell me about the boutique. Clothes shop was opened by Miss Chiori, a renowned Inazuman designer. She has gained great favor in Fontaine's fashion by incorporating elements of resistance and revolution into her designs. I know it sounds like tooting one's own horn, but it is no exaggeration to say that Miss Chiori has sparked a real fashion craze here in our nation. And you are? I'm Elof. I'm saying it, I think it's Elof. Or Elof? Elof. A member of the staff at the boutique, in charge of taking pre-orders and receiving clients, and placating them at times. Placating clients? Our boss's manner of speech is on the straightforward side. Takes some getting used to, if you catch my drift. But not to worry. At Chioria Boutique's work is always up to standard. This is why some customers might leave in a huff. They'll be back in a few days to commission clothes all the same. Well, I'd say we've looped around the entirety of Fontaine to some extent. The Court of Dew and Springs. I think it's a good place to end for tonight. Yes, we did spend the entire stream in the court case, and then finally get out to spend just, a little bit of time exploring everything else. And not even really exploring, doing just a little bit. But now I can properly go around and start collecting all the waypoints and doing some treasure hunting within the meaningful areas that I wish to explore. Avoiding some spots because I don't want to take in the story there yet. So, let's get this one achievement real fast. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this introduction to Fontaine. It only took 2 streams for us to get through the entire court case trial. Who knows how long it'll take for us to get through the rest of this story. Hopefully not long. Hopefully not long at all. With that being said, though, I hope you all enjoyed. Please look forward to in the future when I finally get some more VODs uploaded onto my YouTube page as well as since it's Labor Day weekend this weekend, I might try and get some editing done. I need to get done some stuff for the VODs I am currently saving for Monster Hunter. And I am going to also be trying to get done some more personal projects in the works as well. One being a sort of parody video. Well, I guess not parody video, just I'm going to try and put my attempts in voice acting forward, I think. For just a shitpost. A meme, a joke. I won't expect that till probably later in a few months, if I get around to it finally. I still have to do a lot of work with that. That aside, I don't think I have anything else to mention that I'm doing. Is it what I think it is? Yes, it probably is, Twee. Oh, good. My antivirus software is still running after 5 hours. The fuck? How many files do I have on my goddamn computer? Anyways, let's find someone to raid for tonight. Who do we have here? Oh, actually, ooh. I don't want to get spoilers to that one because I really want to I still have to beat the first game. So, I don't want to get spoilers to that either. So sorry to you. I'm thinking. Oh, she's just starting too. Yeah, Auntie Gabo is about to start streaming with playing Power Rangers Battle for the Grind. I don't know what that game is. It sounds pretty cool. Oh, and it's the start of September, which means it's September. That's cool. Anyways, I'm gonna send you off to Auntie Gabo / raid. She is a 18 plus streamer, so keep that in mind. If that is not your cup of tea, that is perfectly understandable. Feel free to go and watch whoever you want to watch. The world is your oyster. But for those joining in, she is a cozy, wholesome streamer who just likes to play a lot of fun games, and I think it's nice to chill out. So let's just get this underway. Oh, she's actually playing Remnant 2. She's also playing Remnant 2 with Sandy. Alrighty. Well, I'll see you all later. Have a good night.